Greetings, everybody. Welcome, welcome. I want to thank everybody for coming tonight. My name is Matt Johnson, and I am the principal here at Mountain View High School. And tonight is our 8th grade information night. And it's pretty, I know for parents, it's probably kind of overwhelming, just as it is for the students. So we like to do this to kind of help you kind of ease the transition. And so we're going to give you some information right now. First of all, you're all part of our Thunder family. That's a big part of our school and our culture here. We try to strive to be a place where everybody can feel they're a part of it. And that's big to us, and we feel like we are a special school because of that. So welcome. Okay, so you had a chance hopefully to go out into the Student Center, see our clubs and activities. If not, there will be some time. There will be some time after this to go back into the gym as well. There's our sports teams, athletics, that you can talk to coaches, players, get some information. All night, there are some places where you can go to buy things, like the student store, stuff around the student center if you want to get some Thunder gear. And then at 7 p.m., we'll remind you at the end of this thing, about 7 p.m., we're going to start what we call our core academic rotations. It's an informational piece where you can learn the difference between our honors AP classes and kind of our general education classes to decide which path you might want to take. We have a very good AP program here, and we encourage all our students to think about giving it a try. Okay, so what I like to start with, just so everybody kind of has an idea about the transition from middle school to high school. It's still a school, but there are some differences. It's a little different here in terms of there is a lot more flexibility, there's a lot more options, there's just a lot more going on. There are going to be more students, more kids, more classes, just more activity in general. So you need to kind of mentally prepare yourself for that, and one of the key things is to talk about it and be organized and have a plan. Tonight is about that plan and starting to make it. One of the things I encourage everybody to do is think about challenging yourself in high school. And don't wait. A lot of times people say, well, I'll wait till I'm a sophomore or junior before I get involved with something. The most successful students get involved early with something. It could be anything. It can obviously be a sport in the fall, or it could just be getting involved with band, choir, drama. Maybe outside in the student center you saw some clubs, you saw debate, you saw science clubs, you saw all kinds of things that you could get involved with depending on kind of what your area of interest in or what your passion is. That's what we're really trying to promote here, get you involved, get going. I currently have 2 students that go to school here. They got involved early and they're doing pretty good. And so I know for a fact as a parent, the best thing that they did was get involved. For example, my son got involved with a fall sport last year as a freshman. Coming to the first day was not a big deal at all because he'd been here a bunch of times before. And so that's really good to start getting ready to go so it's less nervous, have less anxiety, and just know that there's tons of people here to help and guide you. And tonight's kind of that starting spot. I would also start getting yourself ready academically to be a great student in 9th grade when you're an 8th grader. And what I mean by that is don't think, well, I'm in 8th grade, doesn't count, so I'll just wait till I'm a 9th grader to get going. Start now. Start prepping yourself, doing really good in your classes, getting those skills down. So when you get to 9th grade, you're ready to go. Because when you get to 9th grade, there is a lot going on. There's a lot of kids, there's new kids, new boys, new girls. There's new activities, there's football games, there's dances. There's so much to do. You don't want to forget why we're here, though. That's school. So keep that in mind as you move forward. All right, the best part about coming to Mountain View right now is you get a brand new building in 2 years. I've been part of planning that, and I'll walk you through this cool video. So this is the current building we're in, and this is a drone shot. And if you flip it around, you're going to hit the new building right here. where it's going to be where our current tennis court, softball, baseball fields are, and that's the outside of it. There's our main entrance, increased security with one entrance. Going to kick right into the opening area where you're going to have access to the main office, the counseling center, attendance office, activities office, athletic offices right there. It's going to lead itself into our commons area. Staircase with an MV right there in our commons. Take a right, you're going to head down to our athletics wing. And this is kind of our athletics area. To the right, you're going to see the gym down the way is our other gym, weight room. Here's our main gym. This is our commons from the second deck. Behind it's like a food area. Down below is a place to get food as well. There will also be a subway like we have now. That is our library. Lots of light, lots of visibility. Different than if you've been here. It's a little darker here. There's our library. And it's going to see all the way through to a library classroom. Those are doors that open and close. And a lot of glass doors. Those will actually open on the right too, into the career center. Right to the left here, we start going down basically where all the classrooms are. To the right, there's sky bridges that you can look into the courtyard and down. Then off to the left here, they'll break off into classroom wings. Little wayfinders there in these glass etchings that kind of match the design in the commons. To the right, you see the commons area. All that green there, it's not grass, it's artificial turf. You can use it all year round. This is one of the architects made the hinge. I don't know if we call it that. There are lockers. There's not going to be as many lockers as we have now, but there's going to be some sporadically around the school. There's a classroom. Windows are actually going to be only half that big. We made some adjustments. Here's the courtyard area again, looking into where the student center was. To the left is the art room. And then in that area is like our machine shop, wood shop. That's in the commons area. Look in the left where the auditorium is, performing arts area. That's our performing arts. We're getting a couple additions. We're getting an orchestra room in addition to a band room and a choir room and a creative arts studio, similar to a black box. Theater area, commons, much better way to get food than we currently have. So we're going to back out of the commons. There's 2 garage doors. We're going to go through some other set doors that open up to a covered area. This comes out into the courtyard. As you pull back on the right, the student store is right there, kind of like a Starbucks. Garage door opens up when it's nice out. To the left, there's a floral shop, and you're getting that top view from above. There's our sports fields, all artificial turf, all going to be lighted. Then you can see we've separated parking. It's going to be a lot easier to drop off and pick up. So very exciting. Construction starts after Memorial Day this school year. So and there's some information outside around the corner. You're just going to basically see fences all around where our current softball, baseball, football is. We're going to have more information on if you're playing a sport and you normally would practice on the football field where you go. We're probably going to practice a lot at McKenzie. We still have a grass field out back. We're working on that with the district, but ultimately, I think most of you are going to get used to playing on a lot of turf fields instead of some of the old grass fields that we have that caused me to have ankle surgery after 15 years of coaching on them. So much better for everybody. It's going to be exciting. Okay, so a couple things. Tonight really is about you starting to figure out in your head kind of what you want your academic path to be. And there's requirements, and then there's options, so there's a lot of information. So I want you to start thinking about it. I'm going to plant a couple seeds in your head. Like I said before, we have a really good advanced placement program. It is an opportunity to take a college-level class in the high school. There's an opportunity for dual credit. We have a lot more of those dual credit options. It doesn't have to be AP. Some of our CTE programs have dual credit. We have some other classes that give you dual credit. And so that's good for a lot of reasons. So I want you to be thinking about that and that phrase, and doing that and thinking about taking classes that also require, that take care of 2 grad requirements. The reason is we have a 6-period day, and we have a new requirement from the state for our credits called Core 24. We can navigate it, but we've started to place these dual credit things and also dual enrollment. So if you're an AP, you take enough AP classes, pass the tests, you're going to get college credit to go to the college. It's a small upfront cost for big savings when you go to college. For example, you could go in as a sophomore to college. So that's a full year of college you paid for. With about AP tests, depending on your situation, 90 to 95 bucks a test, with a pretty high rate of return if you pass those. And if you qualify for free and reduced lunch, it actually is a lot lower than that. In fact, it could even be free. So I really want to encourage you to think about that. It is the rigorous academic career that gets you prepared for college and life. And there's a lot of opportunities. We have AP courses in art, AP courses in all the core subject areas. So something to consider and think about tonight, and that's where those core classes, pull-out sections that we have starting at 7, we'll start to talk about. At the freshman year, though, one of the things that you're going to realize is you don't have to take what's called a social studies class in the 9th grade. However, there's a really good AP class that you could take as an elective called AP Human Geography. It's I guess what we call an entry-level AP class. And it prepares you for other social studies classes and gets you ready for even English classes and writing. AP Environmental Science is another entry level where a freshman can come in and be successful if they're highly academically motivated and like science a lot. So that's another one to consider at the 9th grade for your science class. The other thing to consider is looking at the honors courses we have to prepare you for those AP classes. And we really try to have all our classes meet this level of rigor, and these just really specifically highlight that. Another great program, again, not talking about my own kids too much, but they both were in this program. It's the best thing they did. It connects you to the school. It's our Intro to Leadership class. As a freshman, it is 1 semester. And it is where doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be in ASB leadership or anything like that. It could lead to that. But it gets you involved with the school. It gets you involved in great strategies, goal setting, a lot of the social emotional aspect of being a good person. I highly recommend thinking about it if you can fit it in your schedule. It's a great program. We're really proud of it. Also, if you're into art, music, career, or technical interests, look for those things tonight. If you go, man, I know I want to get into the trades. We have a great welding program, machining. We have wood shop, carpentry. A lot of great programs in horticulture, floral. There's so many options. Medical science. Those are all things to consider tonight, and just ask questions. The other thing that we highly recommend is you do have to take PE during your high school career. If you are also an athlete, we have a great sports development program. If you are planning on playing a sport, I would highly recommend signing up for sports development. It is a great program for getting yourself healthy and strong so you are safe, as well as athletically prepared to do well. So think about sports development. It qualifies as your PE. Okay, if you're a planner, we'll have all this information out too, probably on our Facebook, or we'll send it out on our website. First day of school, September 1st next year. We have a freshman orientation and Thunder kickoff days. And what that is kind of, hey, when's school start? When do I start getting ready to go? August, it's the week before, 2 weeks. We haven't exact dates yet, but look out for those. Fall sports start, is it August 19th for everybody? Yeah, I'm just talking. Football's usually a little early, but all that information will get passed out, okay? If you have any questions, I highly recommend you are looking at our website, or you follow us on Facebook. Facebook's really it's not really like we talk about information. We might share good things going on, stuff like that, but really, we share a lot of our information on that. Twitter, we do the same thing. We have an Instagram, and of course our website. We try to keep that up to date as much as possible. There's that information. Okay, I'm going to introduce the counselor that will be assigned to freshmen for next year, Mrs. Miller. Come on up.
Hi, I'm Michelle Miller. I'm one of the 6 counselors that are going to be helping you through the next 4 years here at Mountain View. And before I was a high school counselor, I was a middle school counselor, and I know what a big night tonight is. It's the beginning of your high school career, and there's a lot of energy and excitement and nervousness, and I just want to reassure everybody here, there are so many supports in place to help you along this journey of getting here on that first day. We started last week with the tours where the White East and Jamila came on a tour, and we're going to be out at the schools and working with each student individually in their classroom March 2nd and 3rd to really go over the course selections. And I think one thing you're going to see tonight is the caliber of teachers that we have here at Mountain View and the courses. There are so many, it's going to be hard to fit them in a 6-period day. But that's one of the exciting things about being here at Mountain View. I also want to mention we get that life happens. We have a great plan. We come to high school, and sometimes things get in the way or happen unexpectedly. You may be stressed, overwhelmed, not able to focus in a class. That's okay. We have a counseling center here and to help you through that. For parents, the first time through, you may need some guidance. We have tons of resources. And so I hope you'll come to the counseling center, say hi, and also check out our webpage because, like I said, we have tons of resources and want to help you navigate through high school. What else did I want to say? We also have free and reduced lunch. We want to support you. We don't want money to get in the way. You're not doing what you want to do. So please talk to a counselor who can help you. If you want to go out for a sport, we have over 20 sports in Mountain View, 50 different clubs and activities, and we really want to see you involved. That's what makes it different for you being in high school. This is your 4 years, and we want to make it really a memorable one. Okay. I'll go ahead. Thank you. And I don't want to overwhelm you. Like I said, you can go to the webpage for more details, and Mr. Johnson really did a great job already talking about this. But everybody here is going to forecast and submit this next week, so we're hoping families will check out Zillow and look at the course descriptions, because you're going to pick an English class, everyone in here. You're going to pick either grade level or an honors English. That's going to be one of your 6. You're going to pick a math class. A lot of you, it's a sequence, so if you're in Math 5, you're going to be in algebra next year. If you're already in algebra, you're going to be in geometry or honors geometry. In science, oh my gosh, we have so many different options for you. Intro to physics, we have yes, environmental science, AP environmental science, honors biochem, AP chem. Like I said, there's just a lot of options, so don't get overwhelmed, but check those out. And we will be coming. Yeah, just one more thing on the other. Thank you. Let's see. I was just going to say, the different pathways, and then health and fitness. If you want to get that taken care of, you're like, how am I going to fit that into my schedule? We offer that through Community Ed Summer School, and so you could start high school with having half a health credit and PE already before you start. All right. I'll introduce Karina Block. She's our career specialist, and we're going to talk a little bit about Zillow and forecasting. And thank you. I hope you'll come by the counseling center and say hi tonight.
Ms. Miller was talking about the dates, the forecasting, and I'm kind of the specialist that also helps with the software that handles forecasting, picking classes, but also Zillow is a curriculum. It is a website and a research engine, and then it's also a database that houses students' information so that they can kind of guide themselves to the careers that they're interested in. So getting to Zillow is really simple because you can access it through ClassLink. If you go to our website, gothunder.org, and then you go to the bottom, you can see there's a resource link, And that gets you into ClassLink, where a bunch of resources and apps that the district has as a one-click, one sign-in process. So Zello is just one of those apps that you can access that way. And so students have been doing this already. They've already been actively picking some of their classes in Zello, using it for the forecasting purpose. And we'll be doing other high school and beyond plan requirements on thinking about life after high school. It's great. So encourage your student to check out classes, do some of the activities, whether they're required or not. They are just there to help them explore what they're going to do in life after high school. So please come and see me in the Career Center, and I can answer more questions, or I can help you get to the software, to Zello, and help you maybe navigate it if it's not familiar to you. So thank you very much.
So yeah, if you have questions about anything, 'cause we're trying to go fairly quickly so you don't have to sit here for a long time. But go to the Career Center, go to the counselors, they're outside their office, ask them a ton of questions. Oh. Okay, so I do want to introduce Kathy Pacheco. This is Kathy down here. If you have a student or you are a student that receives special services, either has an IEP, talk to Kathy. She can be in the Career Center. She can answer any questions about our programs in those areas. The one thing I want to add is the state of Washington changed some laws on our immunizations. You might have watched the news at all. Basically, you got to make sure you're immunized or they won't let you go to school. So, yeah, make sure you take care of that. We will have tons of information being sent out. Basically, what you need to do is go to your medical provider and get a copy or tell them to send them to the district. It's really important we get that so we avoid that issue coming in the fall, okay? Call us if you have any questions. Ask for Nurse Allison, she'll walk you through it. Okay, all right, so we're gonna wrap this up. Basically, the rest of the night is a couple of things. You can go outside here to the right, to the Student Center. If you hadn't checked out any of the activities, clubs, there's some classes, the teachers are outside there, electives. You can talk to them and ask questions. If you haven't gone to the gym and you're really interested in learning about bowling, there's information on our bowling team. Golf, track, lots of stuff. Also, then at 7 o'clock, it's in the 300 building, so get yourself a map. It's our only building with an indoor hallway. If you park in the front, it's the one on your right. And in the rooms there, you're going to get some information on our English, math, science, and social studies classes, and the difference between our honors classes, AP classes, and the general education pathway. And you could go to all four, or you can go to 3, go to 2. Maybe you want to skip one of them, that's fine. But they're there, and we're going to rotate through those. 300 building. And just a reminder, the special services, students with special education career center, there's student store right outside, kind of to the left out front, these wood doors, have some stuff in there. And information about anything else, I really highly recommend you go to the counselors who are sitting out front of their office. Thank you so much for coming tonight. Really appreciate seeing you. Have a great night, and we cannot wait to see you in the fall.